four of the best poker players in the region, sitting in one room at one table. The buy-in was $250,000, making the pot a cool $1 million. To some, poker is just a game. To others, it's a profession. People think it's strange that players see poker as a way of life, but they don't really understand. It's so much more than that. College kids and their money are about as adhesive as a celebrity couple. The cash is likely to disappear before it even hits the leather of a wallet. Matt Stevens was one of them. Cash comes in, cash goes out, but he would always reserve a few dollars for poker, from every paycheck, every drug transaction, every day. After 7 years, he had saved and won about $450,000. He refused to use the money for anything but poker, even if he owed a drug dealer over $2,000. A man has to have priorities. Jesse Goff was a proud man, the type of man whose ego outweighed his substantial mass. A mechanic since the age of 14, Jesse was born blue-collar, raised blue-collar, and would die blue-collar. A few years ago, he was ranked third in the country in poker, but within the past 2 weeks, his luck took a severe change in direction, and he lost roughly $850,000. Not only that, he lost his job. Gregory Banks was born and raised in Seattle. At 25, he received an enormous inheritance. He invested almost all of his money in stocks. Within 5 years, his net worth had doubled. Within 10, it had diminished to almost nothing. Since his luck in the stocks went sour, he decided to see how the fair lady would treat him when it came to the cards. A kid from the gutter who liked to play cards. One phrase that summed up Mike Lohman the best. He and his cousin Eddie would run poker players in their hood dry, leaving them with nothing but an empty wallet and a lonely walk home. Now they needed money, because in some areas, empty wallets means an angry man. Their best friend Al was in the hospital, suffering from gunshot wounds, and when you don't have insurance, gunshot wounds cost much more than pain. They needed money. They needed it fast. What better than poker? At this point, Mike Lohman was high man, Banks was next, Jesse Goff was in third, and Stevens was pulling up the rear. He started the hand off with a queen-ace suited. Jesse Goff had the pocket kings. Banks had American Airlines in his corner. And Lohman had the queen-jack suited. Stevens decided to go all in with his queen-ace. Goff called with the kings. Banks was in with his aces. And Lohman joined the action with the queen-jack suited. Then the flop. Queen of diamonds, nine of clubs, and king of hearts. You'd be a fool not to bet with three kings. Jesse went all in. Banks called since he still had the high pair. And Lohman called with his queens. Next came the turn. The three of clubs. To show who was boss, Banks bet. Lohman called with his queens. Finally the river, ace of clubs. Three aces gave Banks incentives to go all in. Three aces is a good hand. And it'll usually beat two queens. But when you have a jack of clubs to make a flush, it doesn't. Usually in poker, whoever has the most money has the best cards. Unfortunately for Banks, family comes first.